3 points in 14 minutes. That's all Diana Taurasi managed in a recent Olympic game. Now, Caitlin Clark fans are losing it. They're saying Clark should have been there instead. But is it really that simple? Here's the thing. Taurasi isn't just any player. She's a legend in women's basketball, 6 Olympic appearances, multiple gold medals, and a killer instinct that's made her a household name. But lately, she's been struggling big time. You might be wondering what's going on with Taurasi. Is this just a bad game, or is it something more? Well, it looks like we're about to see a showdown between the old guard and the new kids on the block. So here's the million-dollar question. Is Taurasi's time on Team USA coming to an end? Stick around because we're about to dive into the drama that's shaking up women's basketball like never before. The basketball world just got rocked. Coach Cheryl Reeve made a decision that's got everyone talking. For the first time since 2004, Diana Taurasi found herself on the bench. Yeah, you heard that right. The legend, the GOAT, the player who's been a staple of Team USA for nearly 2 decades, was benched. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Players get benched all the time. But this isn't just any player. This is Diana Taurasi we're talking about. The woman who's been the face of women's basketball for years. The one who's brought home gold after gold. And now, she's watching from the sidelines. But here's where it gets real interesting. Team USA didn't just survive without Taurasi on the court. They thrived. Coach Reeve's decision to start Jackie Young instead paid off big time. The team's performance was strong, showing that maybe, just maybe, it's time for some fresh legs on the court. Now let's talk about the fans. Oh boy, are they divided. On one side, you've got the Taurasi loyalists. These are the folks who remember every clutch shot, every game-winning play. They're saying, how dare they bench a legend? They're arguing that Taurasi's experience and leadership are invaluable, especially in high-pressure Olympic situations. But on the other side, you've got the critics. They're pointing to those 3 points in 14 minutes we talked about earlier. They're saying it's time for new blood, time to give the next generation their shot at glory. And let me tell you, they're not being quiet about it. So how did Taurasi take it? Well, let's just say she wasn't thrilled. In a post-game huddle, she didn't mince words. Can you blame her? Imagine being at the top of your game for so long and then suddenly finding yourself on the bench. It's gotta sting. But here's the thing, this isn't just about Taurasi. This decision has sent shockwaves through the entire basketball community. It's got people asking some tough questions. Is this the beginning of the end for Taurasi's Olympic career? Is Team USA ready to move on from its longtime leader? And it's not just about the Olympics either. This has broader implications for women's basketball as a whole. It's stirring up debates about when it's time for veterans to step aside, about how teams should balance respect for legends with the need to evolve and improve. You've got to wonder what's going through Coach Reeve's mind right now. On one hand, she's got a living legend, a player who's been crucial to Team USA's success for years. On the other, she's got a team to lead, games to win, and a new generation of talent chomping at the bit for their chance to shine. While Taurasi's star might be fading, there's a new supernova lighting up the basketball world. Enter Caitlin Clark, the phenom who's been setting college basketball on fire. This isn't just any player we're talking about. Clark's been breaking records left and right, leaving defenders in the dust and making highlight reels look like her personal mixtape. But here's where things get spicy. Clark's not on Team USA for the Olympics, and her fans, they're losing their minds. They're asking, how can you leave the best college player in the country off the Olympic roster? It's a fair question, especially when you look at the numbers. Clark's been putting up video game stats. We're talking 31.6 points per game in her senior year at Iowa. That's not just good, that's otherworldly. And it's not just about scoring. She's got court vision that would make Magic Johnson do a double take. Now let's compare that to Taurasi's recent performance, 3 points in 14 minutes. It's like comparing a Ferrari to a beaten up old Chevy. Clark's fans are screaming, give her a chance. They're convinced she could light up the Olympic stage just like she's been lighting up college courts. But it's not just about stats. Clark represents something bigger. She's the face of a new generation in women's basketball, a generation that's faster, stronger, and more skilled than ever before. When Clark steps on the court, it's like watching the future of basketball unfold right before your eyes. This generational shift isn't just about Clark versus Taurasi, it's about the entire landscape of women's basketball changing. The game is evolving, and players like Clark are leading the charge. They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible on the court, and fans are here for it. Now you might be thinking, thinking, okay, Clark's good in college, but can she hang with the pros? Well, we're about to find out. The WNBA draft is coming up, and Clark's projected to be the #1 pick. But that's not even the most exciting part. There's a WNBA matchup on the horizon that's got basketball fans salivating. Clark versus Taurasi, the rising star against the living legend. It's like watching a torch being passed in real time, or maybe, just maybe, we'll see Taurasi prove she's still got some fire left. But here's the kicker. Clark's already got a winning record against Taurasi. She's 3-0 in their head-to-head matchups. That's not just impressive, it's downright shocking. It's like David beating Goliath and then doing it 2 more times just to prove it wasn't a fluke. And if you think Clark's just a college sensation, think again. She's already made waves in the WNBA All-Star game, dishing out 10 assists and showing she can hang with the best of the best. It's clear that Clark isn't just the future of women's basketball, she's the present. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Taurasi's not going down without a fight. She's made some spicy comments about Clark's transition to the pros. Reality is coming, Taurasi said. You look superhuman playing against some 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women who've been playing professional basketball for a long time. Fighting words. You bet. But that's what makes this whole situation so exciting. It's not just about who's better on the court. It's about the clash of generations, the old guard versus the new blood. It's about the very soul of women's basketball. So what does all this mean for Team USA? That's the million-dollar question. Should they stick with proven veterans like Taurasi or take a chance on rising stars like Clark? It's a dilemma that's tearing the basketball world apart. All right, let's talk about what Taurasi's benching means for Team USA's future. This isn't just about one player or one game. It's about the entire direction of women's basketball in America. Think about it. For years, Team USA has been the gold standard in women's basketball. They've dominated the Olympics, bringing home gold medal after gold medal. But now, things are changing fast. Taurasi's benching isn't just a blip on the radar. It's a sign of a major shift happening in the team. Coach Reeve's decision shows she's not afraid to make tough calls, even if it means benching a legend. That's huge for team dynamics. You might be wondering, how's this going to affect the team's performance? Well, it could go either way. On one hand, it might light a fire under the younger players. They'll see that no one's spot is safe, that they've got to bring their A game every single time. That kind of competition can push a team to new heights. But on the flip side, it could also shake the team's confidence. Taurasi's been a rock for Team USA for so long. Without her on the court, will the team still have that same swagger? That's the million-dollar question. Now let's talk replacements. Who's going to step up and fill Taurasi's shoes? It's not just about finding someone with a good jump shot. It's about finding a leader, someone who can rally the team when the chips are down. Caitlin Clark's name keeps coming up, and why wouldn't it? She's been tearing it up in college ball. She's got the skill, she's got the fire, and she's got the fans behind her. But is she ready for the international stage? That's a whole different ball game. And it's not just Clark. There's a whole crop of young talent waiting in the wings. Players like Paige Buchers, Aaliyah Boston, Ryan Howard. These are the names that could be leading Team USA in the years to come. But here's the thing. This isn't just about Team USA. This decision, this shift, it's going to have ripple effects across the entire world of women's basketball. Think about the WNBA. For years, it's been dominated by the old guard. Players like Taurasi, Sue Bird, Sylvia Fowles. They've been the face of the league. But now we're seeing a changing of the guard. And what happens on Team USA is going to accelerate that change. Young players are going to see this and think, if Diana Taurasi can be benched, then there's a spot for me. It's going to light a fire under every rookie, every college player with dreams of making it big. And it's not just about the players. This is going to change how teams are built, how coaches strategize. The game is evolving, and Team USA's decisions are going to set the pace for that evolution. So what's the prediction? How's this all going to shake out? Here's my take. We're about to see a complete overhaul in how Team USA approaches player selection and team building. Gone are the days when a big name or a long career guaranteed you a spot. From now on, it's going to be all about what you can do right now on the court today. We're going to see a younger, more dynamic Team USA, one that's not afraid to take risks to try new strategies. And yeah, there might be some growing pains. We might see some stumbles along the way, but in the long run, this could be what takes Team USA from great to unstoppable. All right, let's wrap this up. The Taurasi-Clark controversy isn't just about two players. It's about the future of women's basketball. We've got a legend struggling to maintain her spot and a rising star knocking on the door. It's the classic sports dilemma. When do you let go of the past and embrace the future? Team USA is facing a tough call. Stick with Taurasi's experience or roll the dice on Clark's potential. It's not just about points on the board. It's about leadership, legacy, and the direction of the entire sport. So what do you think? Should Team USA keep Taurasi for one last run, or is it time to pass the torch to the next generation? Hit up the comments and let us know. Your take could be the one that changes the game.